And to help us make sense of the happenings at kaganapan sa final playing dates ng UAAP Men's Basketball Elimination Round, kasama natin ang batikang basketball analyst na si Enzo Flojo. Enzo, welcome back to The Score. I love the writer's mood today. Batikang. All right, good to see you again, Enz. Some interesting and exciting games ang nakita natin today. Imagine mo, it was so meant to be na these games were supposed to be
dapat a few weeks ago,
twice postponed.
November dapat,
at yung pa naging pinaka-crucial. Galing na Ateneo Adamson pa and FEU. But anyway,
turned out.
So right, let's start first with FEU. Entering the game, their fate was not completely in their hands. Kahit manalo sila matalo because kahit nanalo sila matalo at manalo ang Adamson, fourth na talaga sila, diba? Natalas Adamson with 32 points. But they still found a way to win. They look sluggish. What did you see? Is this a team that's ready for the Final Four after a 3-game losing streak? And then this broke that spell.
I think this was a team that siguro ang sense ko kasi after they went through their slump, they were probably in a soul-searching mode. They were, trying to second-guess themselves. And I think we saw that early on kanina against UE. UE was very aggressive at the start, full of energy.
Nothing to play for.
They were nothing to lose.
No pressure.
They were playing really well kanina against FEU. Monbert Arong, Ron Denison, these mainstays for FEU didn't play a lot. But eventually, they were the more composed team at the end. You have Axel Inigo stepping up for them. Wendell Comboy also scoring a lot of points late in the game. So these are good signs, I think, for Coach Nash Rosella. It's a reassuring thing for him that even when the chips are down, there are still players on his team whom he can count on, who can step up and give him a chance.
He doesn't have the superstar power of last season, but he does still have a deep roster of a lot of talented players na somehow may sumusulpot na may good games. Pero itong interesting dito, Ends, yung 3-game losing streak nila coming into this last game against UE that they won, they lost to the other 3 teams in the Final Four. Adamson, Ateneo, and LaSalle.
LaSalle, yes.
What does that say for their confidence going up against now they have to play Ateneo twice?
Well,
Ateneo twice.
I'm sure they're going to be studying those games and they're going to see a lot of mistakes. And knowing Coach Nash Rosella, he's going to point out those mistakes and he's going to give them the adjustments that they need to make. I'm not sure if they'll be the most confident team heading into their Final Four matchup with Ateneo, who beat them twice this season. But again, this team has experience, they have depth, they have size also, and they have Coach Nash. And when you have those things, and you're going up against a team like Ateneo, I think FEU is still good enough to be able to beat the Blue Eagles, not just once, but twice. And we've seen it happen many times already. The twice-to-beat team eventually becomes twice-beaten.
Because of the pressure and everything, because they're the ones expected to move on.
That's true.
That, I guess it's a mindset that FEU has to implant in their brains. Nothing to lose tayo. We're expected to be booted out kasi sila may twice-to-beat. Pwedeng ganun na rin.
That can work in their favor.
Yeah, all right. Now, Adamson Ateneo, this is the big one. That a lot of things hinged on possible triple tie, and possibly a virtual best of 3 of Adamson and Ateneo in the Final Four if Adamson had won. What did you see in this game? Regardless of the result, how well did these 2 teams play that they showed they're ready for the Final Four?
Well, what impressed me with Adamson was the fact that they could still put up a really good fight, even with Jerick Ahamnisi not really playing
his best game.
His best
Malayo,
game. Good game, he didn't shoot a lot of attempts, kanina, only 8 attempts, I think, and he ended up with like 7 points. So definitely not the kind of game you want from your star guard if you're Coach Franz Pumare. But the silver lining is you got Frederick J.D. Tungkab, who stepped up at 16 points. One of his best games so far.
Played like his high school self.
Yes, it was Baby Falcon's version of J.D. Tungkab. And he had Papi Sar, who was solid in the middle as well. So if you're Coach Franz Pumaren, yes, it's a loss, but you still have some good takeaways that you can latch onto and use as a motivating factors heading into your Final Four encounter. Medyo malas lang na LaSalle ang kalaban nila.
Twice to beat pa.
Yes, and they haven't beaten LaSalle yet. So it's going to be very difficult for Adamson to do that. But again, this is a team that coming into the season, they were young, they were raw, they had a new
7
coach,
rookies.
New system, so many rookies. So just making the Final Four, that's a big achievement for this team already. They haven't been there since season 74, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a big year for Adamson, and things will only get better for this team.
An interesting drama that Coach Franz will go against his former team and his former school.
That's going to be very interesting.
Oh boy! All right. that's going to be fascinating. Now look at Ateneo. This is one of the hottest teams, if not the current hottest team, kasi naman na streak ng Lasal at
they are
FEU.
6 straight wins
Six
for the Blue
straight na
Eagles.
to. So, is this the classic case of peaking at the right time?
Well, of course, I don't want to jinx the Blue Eagles, but because a lot of my friends are from that school. But it certainly seems that way.
Okay.
A lot of people were doubting the Blue Eagles early on, and even in the middle of the season, because they were very shaky and inconsistent.
Yeah.
But now that they're complete again, and I think they've shown that they're more comfortable with Coach Tab Baldwin's system right now. They've been able to find and appreciate the roles.
Right.
And I think it's really shown in their past 6 wins. If you look at the 6 wins, I think they've had different leading scorers in most of those games.
Right.
And I think that's a testament to the balance in the system that Coach Tab and Coach Shandy they have in place for Ateneo. The question for Ateneo, of course, is and this is I think something that Coach Tab is cautioning them with. Will it all get to their head? No one expected them to, a lot of people didn't expect them to make the Final Four, much less finish at number 2 with a twice-a-beat advantage. And for a team that's so young, even if you don't mean to, subconsciously sometimes it'll get to your head.
Right,
you might get subconsciously complacent. Hopefully that won't happen to Ateneo because they're gonna go up against FEU, the defending champions.
Right.
So if you get complacent, FEU's too good, they're really, really good.
Right.
So they can just pounce on that.
And they can come in with no pressure.
Oh,
because,
definitely.
they don't have the twice-speed advantage.
FEU, so good, and if they play loosely, that could be disaster for the Blue Eagles.
But just looking at how they performed today, again, breaking down this game, what did you like and what you saw from them? Is it, everybody really figuring out their roles? And as you said, they're comfortable with the system, but are they also confident with the system? Does that help as well for them?
I think what we've seen the past couple of weeks is yes, they've been very, very confident. I think the belief in each other and in the system is much more apparent right now.
Yeah.
The past few games they've been winning because of their 3-point shooting and their defense. I think the defense was there today. 3-point shooting not so much. They hit only about 5 triples the whole game. But their defense held up. Guys like Isaac Go and especially 30 Ravenna, they stepped up in the clutch for the Blue Eagles, and they're going to need more of that.
There are a lot of interesting pieces for Ateneo that are giving solid contribution that people at the start of the season maybe did not expect.
Oh, yeah.
Yung obvious names were supposed to be Wong, 30 Ravenna, maybe even Aaron Black. But the Nietos, the Tolentino, all those other guys, Isaac Go, what can you say about them just stepping up?
Stepped up big time. Step up is really the right term for that. I mean, Big Mike Nieto, a lot of people were saying that even in his rookie year, wala magagawa yan kasi he played center in high school.
Right.
He's not fast enough to be a guard or forward. He's not big enough to play a frontline position, but he's doing exactly that. He's like the Richie, he's like the Prince Rivera rather of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. He's not really the biggest guy, but he's so crafty and so smart, super high basketball IQ. He can do so many things on the floor. And Isaac Go, he's really grown. Not just physically, of course, but his game and his mentality. He's going up against guys who are 1 or 2 inches taller than him, more muscular than him. If you look at Isaac Go, my baby fat pa siya. But again, like Mike Nieto, he has high basketball IQ. He knows where to place himself, and he never forces anything. But he knows his main job is to get the rebounds, block shots, wait for the drop pass, and that's what he does, and he does it so well.
And then before I let you go, your inputs as well on their other rookie. His name is Tab Baldwin. It's his first time in the UAAP, technically speaking. He had some adjustments with the noise, the crowd, and everything. I mean, of course, he's a basketball coaching, veteran from all over the world. But how has he adjusted and worked his way in to the UAAP feel of things and lead this team to where they are now?
Well, I've actually had many conversations with Coach Tab. I mean, the practice facility for the Blue Eagles is just a stone's throw away from where I work.
Right.
So it's very easy for me to talk to him. And we've had several conversations, and what I admire most about him is he is so faithful and confident in his team. Even in the moment when they were, I think, 4-4, and people were doubting them, and I know some people were calling for him to be replaced for next season.
Already? Yeah, 4-4.
But man, he had faith in his team, in his system.
Yep.
And he knew that at some point, when the players just bought in completely, things would start to roll. And I think we're seeing that now.
Excellent. Interesting stuff. And of course, on the sidelines, watching patiently is De La Salle,
Oh,
the
man.
number 1 team. So they're getting ready as well
Yes.
for the Final Four. Should be very
I
exciting.
just hope they don't get rusty.
Yun na nga, kasi
in
medyo
Final
matagal
Four.
ang pagpahinga
About a
nila.
week and a half,
So we will see. We're not even sure yet. Wala pang final schedule announced. Potentially, it's next Wednesday,
Yes.
the 23rd, because we're sure there's no game this weekend because
Yeah.
there's cheer dance on Saturday and there's a break on Sunday. So we'll see. We'll announce that Final Four, but should be one heck of a Final
Oh,
Four.
man.
Batikan! Ang batikang Enzo
Patay
Flojo!
tayo dyan.
Maraming salamat. Sa ulitin. See you again.
Hi guys, keep watching The Score for the latest sports updates and don't forget to subscribe to the ABS-CBN Sports in Action YouTube channel.